大家好，我是郭嘴。一直以来，很多粉丝给我很多 messages， 他们说他们 depressed， 我的视频可以让他们很开心。我一方面谢谢他们给我留言，但是另外一方面我很担心他们。那现在 depression 越来越多，但是很多人觉得这个不是病，他们觉得有可能这个人想太多。今天我请了一个心理医生，他是我的朋友 and 我们今天聊一聊 depression 是什么。你给大家介绍你自己。
大家好，我陆医生，我的国语真的很烂，所以我就会说英文。I was born in the U.S. In New York, and but my family they're from China. Currently, I work at NYU as a psychologist.
So first is what is depression? What would you say is depression?
A sense of hopelessness, of not being able to wanting to get out of bed, a feeling that nothing you do is going to be effective or useful, feelings of self-doubt, feeling that you're not worthwhile, not wanting to be around friends, wanting to be just alone in bed, sleeping all the time.
Is it a chemical problem with the brain? Is it some trauma? Or is it just because someone's weak and they could just try harder and not be depressed?
Yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with weakness really, and I think that's a misconception. One is genetics. So some family members might have had depression in their history, and so then the genetics get passed down, and then you have the genes to be depressed. A second reason is so there's trauma that happens in your life, and I think when you have the genetics for depression and then something bad happens, it interacts with each other, and then you're more likely to have a depressive.
How can I tell if people around me, my friends, are depressed?
Usually one of the hallmark signs is withdrawal, so you won't see your friends as often. So you try to call them, but they don't pick up the phone, or they tell you they really don't want to talk, or their face, they just look very, very sad, and so they're often crying, or telling you that, oh, life is tough, and, I've thought about hurting myself before.
So why are people afraid of admitting to others that they're depressed? Do they internally realize they're depressed, or do you think maybe they're embarrassed about it?
Yeah, I think it really depends on the person, so everyone's a little bit different, so depending on the culture that you grew up in. With people who then come from a culture, let's say maybe it's an Asian culture, right, or Chinese culture, like my parents, right? We never really talked about if we were depressed or not. It was just like, oh, block those feelings and just keep on working, keep on moving, right? Don't let it affect you. And I think what that does is it makes you feel a sense of shame, a sense of that you don't want people to know that you're damaged or that your family is damaged because it's shameful, and so you have to, the Chinese saying of saving face, right? So you don't address it, and it becomes worse and worse until it kind of leaks out into other parts of your life.
Lately, I've noticed a lot of successful people, celebrities, whether it be doctors, lawyers, or even really prominent celebrities, Anthony Bourdain, Kate Spade, Linkin Park, they've committed suicide. What makes someone that's quite successful kill themselves?
Success typically comes with money, right? And so a lot of these people who think that maybe it'll bring them certain wealth or wealth of experiences that will make them inside happier. But then they realize that it doesn't, or that it fades away, and so they're not as satisfied with their life. But now they've built their status up to a level where they have to be this strong image. When they realize that, oh wow, I really have a lot of people to take care of, I have this image to uphold to, a lot of responsibilities. The only way out is to kill myself.
What sort of treatments are available?
Talking to a therapist, and sit down and talk about with another person what is happening in their lives that is causing them to feel depressed. But with suicide, if it's really, really significant, if it's like they're really going to do it, committing them to a hospital might be the most useful, right? Calling 911, we give them medication to really make them feel calmer, because suicide is such a kind of a reactive emotion.
There are two really important things that I want everyone to take away from today. The first is that you should reach out to your friends and family if you feel that they're depressed. If they look sad, ask them, are you okay? This really could save your friend's life. Second thing is, we should have a more open dialogue about depression. It should be okay to talk, hi, I'm depressed, to your friends and family, and be able to say this. No one should be ashamed about being depressed. Depression is not you're weak. And a lot of times it's a chemical issue in your brain. And if you talk about it, And if you go to a therapist, things can be solved. So I really want to thank you, and I hope to invite you back to do more videos.
Oh, of course, yeah, I look forward to it. Thank you for having me.
我是郭杰瑞。